The arrival of the milk truck is one of the rhythms of dairy farming. A business-as-usual routine that goes on every day on every farm. But at this pickup, there's a slight change in the routine. This truck only picks up milk from 100% grass-fed cows. It's being marketed as Grassmilk, and for 14 dairy farmers in Vermont, it's a change from business as usual.
My daily news feed is coming from how well the grasses are doing, how well the cows are doing, and how the system is functioning.
The Beidler family have been grazing cows on their 100-acre farm in Randolph Center since 1998.
I didn't own a farm of my own, so we were having to start in with a mortgage and purchasing the equipment and the land and the cattle and everything, and realized that it was enough to pay a mortgage, but to have to pay for lots of equipment on top of it, we were hoping to avoid that. And I saw a grass-based farm as a window of opportunity. Any farm, if you really love what you're doing, that's the system which works well for your farm, and that's what has done well for us here.
Grazing fits Beidler's production system as a certified organic farmer, and he believes it's also a perfect match for Vermont.
I think the Vermont landscape does lend itself well to growing grass. It's a default option that happens naturally here. If soil gets scuffed or in your lawn or on a roadside, it comes back to grass almost immediately, and it's a healing plant. It's what our hills really want to grow other than trees.
Beidler takes his feeding program one step further than most other organic dairy farmers. His herd eats grass, and that's about it.
We haven't fed grain on this farm for 8 years, and I find it works very well. We were seeking self-sufficiency in one way, and sustainability too. I think we knew that grazing was a good thing, and then we wanted to take it one step further in reducing as much as we could. We did it very gradually. We started off, maybe feeding 12 pounds of grain 17 years ago was my average, and then we reduced it down to 6. And then by the time we stopped, we were only feeding 2 pounds of grain, and that was mainly just to get the cows to come into the barn, we thought. And oddly enough, the cows didn't need that to come into the barn. They come in on their own.
The frost eating did a little bit, but it was really like after we spread that compost.
Yeah. And then that turns the next year, then your grass is going to be that much better because of that clover, and it's like the system gets...
Beidler is a member of the Organic Valley Co-op, a farmer-owned cooperative that specializes in certified organic products. In January of 2015, Organic Valley started up a route for Vermont dairy farmers like Beidler who raise their cows on an exclusively grass-based diet. John Cleary is the New England manager for Organic Valley.
The Grassmilk is 100% grass-fed, and it really came about because we realized there was consumer demand for it. There were farmers that were already farming this way, and it was really as we started testing the milk and looking at the nutritional composition of the milk that we realized that 100% grass-fed milk actually has a different nutritional profile, so it's worth, pulling that milk to have it segregated into its own carton for those consumers that are looking for it.
A half gallon of Organic Valley grass milk sells for around $5.29, which is about 50 cents more than other Organic Valley milk. In comparison, a half gallon of conventionally produced milk, on average, sells for $2.69.
The cooperative needs to be smart and look to the marketplace, see what consumers want, because in the end, we're trying to serve farmers. Farmers need to be aware of what consumers are looking for, and they need to respond to that. It's a certain type of consumer that's looking for sort of the purest product, in this case, a non-homogenized, 100% grass-fed. It's not going to be for everyone, but we're trying to find an organic option for the whole range of consumers.
Another difference in price is the price paid to the farmer.
So the conventional milk pricing is fairly volatile. It goes up and down based on supply and demand. Right now, conventional farmers are getting paid about $16 a hundredweight. Our regular Organic Valley farmers are getting paid somewhere around $35 to $40 a hundredweight, and the grass milk farmers are coming in somewhere around $42 to $45 a hundredweight.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference. And Part of it comes from the fact that cows that don't have that sort of high energy supplement of grain are going to make less milk, but the farmers are being, compensated to make up the difference financially.
A healthy bottom line benefits the farmer, but there's actual health benefits to grass milk. Researchers here at the University of Vermont classify grass milk as a functional food, which means it has a greater positive effect on human health than the nutrition in other milk. 100% grass-fed milk has more fatty acids in it, like CLAs and omega-3s, what doctors call good fats. Maybe the real bottom line is this: grass milk has more beneficial fats our bodies need to improve health and prevent disease.
So it's really saying that we found a way to make a very healthy milk. So all milk is healthy, but when it comes to the good fats that our bodies need, especially omega-3s, and getting them in the right balance between omega-3 and omega-6, we found that nature knows how to do it. And it turns out 100% grass-fed cows produce that kind of milk, and that's really worth a lot.
I really believe that grass milk is here to stay. It's always going to be a portion of the market. It's not likely to be the only the mainstream. There's a small segment of our population that is currently interested in that may well increase. We know it's a hot selling item now. I think there's a lot more potential for this because the benefits are just starting to get understood.
Currently, Organic Valley is the only national brand selling 100% grass-fed milk. It's a new way to think about milk, make more money for farmers, and improve our health. It's more than business as usual. In Randolph Center, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.